Humans have been telling stories since the dawn of time. Stories remind us we're not alone. Want to see your script turned into a short film? Want to have it produced by a community of artisans and visionaries? Well, here's your chance. Join the second Never Alone experience and get your story turned into a short film. Go to decentralized.pictures and submit your script today.
Decentralized Pictures Talent Cast. I am your host, Matt, and in studio today we have Sherry McCracken, director, producer, DP, and creator of the Never Alone Experience Award, as featured on the Decentralized Pictures platform. Thanks so much for being here, Sherry.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So really cool stuff going on. We've got the Never Alone Season 2 Script Award live right now on the DCP platform. So before we jump into the award, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of a little bit about the Never Alone experience.
Sure. Well, you introduced me with all those different titles, and I think, being a independent filmmaker, you have to wear many hats. You got to do it all, right? And that includes creating and being an artist. And I've been making films for the last 15 years. Before that, and still do professional photography. So that's why my name is Sherry M. Photo. Even though, that was 2017 that I joined Twitter or something like that. And times have changed, but everybody knows me as Sherry M. Photo. I took part in, the Film 3 group. I started on Clubhouse when Jordan had started her film squad, found her on there, and then followed her over to Twitter and really made a lot of friends in the Film 3, Web 3 arena. And getting ready to go to the Film Summit last year, I thought, why not make a film together? We have all these people coming together, all these creative people that make films and or want to make films, right? Because we also have fans and people that want to get involved with filmmaking. So we're all going to be in LA last year at the same time. Why not make a film together? So I reached out to Film Freako, Luis, and he had become my friend through, the Film 3 experience. And I said, what do you think? And he's like, let's do it. He would be the director, I would be the producer, and we'd bring everybody together and put together a team of people from within our Film 3 group, but also outside of the Film 3 group, because we also want to introduce this concept of community filmmaking to others and Web3 and get people on board. So that's what we did. We partnered with DCP. And they were, so kind to give us a grant to give the award to the writer, but also to put some money toward helping us produce the film last year in LA. And what's unique about this experience is the winner not only gets that money for their script, but they get their film made. They get their story made that year. And they get it seen. And we enter into film festivals now too. So they've got the IMDb credit. They get the option of working with us if they want to come to set. And they get their story made and out there for the world to see. So it just turned out super well. It was an experiment. We were calling it an experiment back, last year, but it has become an experience now. So we've changed to X to experience. And this year is just going to be bigger and better than last year. The bar is pretty high, but this year we're going to take it to the next level.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for that intro. And I know that, we talked before we started this podcast about that's the dream. It's just, it's more than just writing a screenplay and entering it into a competition and saying, hey, you won, which is great. Okay, maybe there's prize money, maybe there's an award or something, but the fact you actually get to make the movie and you don't have to wait a couple years, it's happening so soon, after the selection is made. So that's incredible. incredible.
Yes.
So you've already talked to us a little bit about the life cycle and kind of what unfolded last year with season 1 of the Never Alone experience. So tell us a little bit more about that, since last year was season 1, the first time out of the gate with this award, and tell us what a little bit more about what that experience was like to making the selection, making the award on the DCP platform, the Film 3 Summit, producing the film. Now we're in the film festival space. So a little, were there any surprises there, things you didn't expect, and kind of some lessons learned that you'll take to this season 2?
Totally. Well, I've never produced a film in this sequence. Usually you have somebody come to you and they've like, I've got a story. Will you read my script? Will you think about producing this for us? That's usually how I get into projects, or I come up with my own concept and then I produce that film. But this time it was like we had a month and a half before the summit started, when we would actually be filming, to be able to get a script, do a script contest, get the submissions in, choose the script, the winner of the script, and then actually be able to get locations, actors, crew, equipment. All this in a very short time was almost impossible. Yeah. It is possible because we did it, but at the time I was like, oh my God, what the heck am I doing? I thought I was going to go to the summit and have this fun time, but you add a project and you shoot a film, right after the summit. You don't do a lot of partying or fun times. You are working so that everybody can have a great experience. And that's how it ended up. We had the most fabulous experience. We all really became a family. It was the first time we ever met in real life. So you can imagine, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know the personalities. You don't know how people are going to work together. You don't know really some of the skill levels of some of the folks that are involved. So how do you manage all that and make something happen? And people just came and rolled up their sleeves and brought their A game. And they just, I couldn't have been any more proud of the people that were involved and what they did to make a wonderful film. I always looked at it as the film, the script, the film, that's great if it turns out that people love it. But for me, it was the journey and proving, the concepts in Web3 about how we can work together and support each other and help each other, make films together. And that's what really shined through for me. But beyond that, we got this fabulous little film that people love. So, it was just a big win for everybody.
Beautifully stated, Sherry. So now we're moving into season 2. We're there, actually. The award is live at the time of this recording on the DCP platform. And so what are your expectations for season 2 now? What do you expect it to be the same? Or what do you think will evolve in this season from season 1?
Well, this time, I feel like I've already raised, more money than I had raised last year because I had more time. And I decided that I wouldn't go into this if I didn't have a good, solid foundation of funding. Because we did such a good job with Dollyville, we had sponsors that wanted to sponsor us this year. So I really felt like that was our calling card. Hey, this is what we can do. If you see Dollyville, you're like, wow, that's a professional production. That's a film that could, be in film festivals, win awards, and be something that everybody wants to see. So this year, I've had a nice contribution from a group called Metacampus. We've had, again, of course, DCP, who's, been with us from the start, who continues to support us. And I also have Hollywoodland, another group that's coming in. So we're really starting to show how Web3 platforms and communities can come together to support each other and build something even bigger and better. And hopefully someday be competing in the feature length film space, maybe not just a short. So with this contest, we're looking for scripts and stories that could take us, beyond just a short. So it's a 15 to 20 page this time, as opposed to last year was like 8 to 9 pages. And this year we'll be able to look at not only the script, but some pitch decks, video introductions and pitches that will help us decide, can we take this further? Is this story, does it have legs? Can we get to a feature or a series in the future? What does that look like? So it's really part of that next level thinking for what we can do with community.
Excellent.
I don't know if I answered your question.
Oh, you did. It's just like, and it's awesome to see that kind of progression and that growth. And shout out to Pondweed with Dollyville.
Yes,
I love that guy. So deserving.
He's awesome.
So
awesome. And you know what? As a writer, he's really jumped in. He's like, wow, look at the benefits of winning something like this. And he's helped us like submit to film festivals. So he's become very involved, even though he's in the UK, he's staying very involved with the family, as I call it. And he's really helping us out above and beyond just writing the screenplay.
Awesome. Okay. So once the award is made, once from the competition out on DCP, a selection is made. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the production is planned again around the Film 3 Summit again, right?
Yes.
So that's October of 2023. So tell us about how that. I was at the Film 3 Summit last year. Great panel discussions. Great networking opportunities, and there was this film being made on the side too. Like what a cool bonus. So how do you work out those logistics, and kind of what's the plan for producing this film at the next Film 3 Summit?
So last year we did it after the summit, as I was saying earlier. And, so everybody attended the summit and then went right into rehearsals and principal photography. This year we're going to do it before the summit. So I'm asking everyone that will be involved, that wants to be involved, to come in like October 23rd, which I think is the Monday. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but that Monday. And then we'll do rehearsals and set design and everything that Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll do principal photography. So we'll shoot the script. And then Friday we'll do, B-roll and pickups and so forth. And then Friday night, the summit starts. So it'll be a full week of either you're in there making a film or you're attending, the summit, which I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about and share during the Film 3 Summit this year.
It's going to be action-packed.
Yes. And we're very, very excited about it. I have, some of the same people coming back. In fact, I think everyone that did this last year had so much fun. And it was such a great experience that they're all coming back. This year, Luis will film Frico. Luis will not be directing because we want to give other people opportunities to direct and play different roles within the crew. But this year, he will be a mentor to the person we pick as the director. And we haven't picked a director yet because I want to see what the script, the winning script will be, and then, pick a director that fits with the story. And I think maybe that will become a contest also.
So already seeing great growth, with this award from year 1 to year 2. So let's fast forward, into the future a little bit further. So where do you see the Never Alone experience 5 years from now?
Well, that's a good question. I was talking to Julian Flores, who, I talk to a lot, and among lots of other people in this space, about what do you think this should be? I mean, for me, we are a community production company making films together. Does it always, is it going to go beyond just a winning script a year? Well, I think there's potential. I think we can be a production company that can be made up of, Film 3 plus, Film 2.5 folks that want to get involved and support each other and be able to make films that might not otherwise get made. And I think, you know, looking at models moving forward where there's ownership, you know, for the film throughout the process. And, you know, hopefully we make money off of the films and people can monetize. Because for me, and getting into Web3 in 2018, when I was looking for ways to monetize, you know, our features, this was what I wanted to happen, that we would be able to get paid as creators and not have to work 3 jobs to do what we love doing, especially in marginalized communities where, you know, this is a luxury to be able to go ahead and tell your story. We want to make that more accessible to people, because there are stories out there that need to be told and should be told that aren't, because they can't get the money to tell them. So I'm hoping that this, you know, community effort will allow us to do more projects like that in the future.
Can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah.
Exciting times for, of course, for the Never Alone experience, but Web3, Film 3. Yeah, I can't wait to see where we are 5 years from now.
Yes, and a shout out to the whole, you know, crew, Genesis crew that made this possible. I mean, it's certainly not something I could do alone, you know, so, you know, together we are never alone. And that's the way I look at it. That's why it's the prompt, Never Alone, because I feel ever since I met people in this space, I never feel alone anymore. You know, filmmaking is a very solo event most of the time until you get to the part where you're in principal photography, and then you bring a group together and then you don't see them again. And maybe you'll see them on another film. But with Never Alone, I feel it's a family, and we keep, you know, opening the doors to everyone to be part of this family. Get in there, submit your script. You know, let's tell your story. And DCP is the platform to do this, because not only are you going to submit your script, you're going to get feedback from people that care. And that's going to help you. Even if you don't win, you're going to be able to up your game, because you're going to get that, you know, constructive criticism that I really feel helps you. It's like going to school. That's the way I look at DCP. You should be out there reviewing scripts. You know, you're going to learn from reviewing. You're going to learn how to be a better reviewer. You're going to learn what people are looking for when they're, you know, looking at projects and films to be made. You're going to learn how to do pitch decks better. You're going to everything. There's so much power in what you can get from using the DCP platform. And I'm not being paid to say that. I truly believe it.
I love it, Sherry. You stole my ending here. Yeah, that was my DCP pitch at the end. But yeah, beautifully. I could not have said it any better than how you just stated. So well done, and appreciate that. So Sherry, thank you so much for joining the Talent Cast. And if you're a screenplay writer, please go out decentralized.pictures. Check out the award. It is active right now. Submit your script if you meet the criteria that's identified there on the award. You know, we want to see a lot of scripts submitted for this competition.
Yes,
and again,
and vote.
Absolutely, participate on
and vote.
Yeah, participate on the platform. You know, become a reviewer. You don't even have to be a filmmaker. Maybe you're just interested in film. Go out there, sign up, create an account, start being a reviewer, participate on the platform. So, decentralized.pictures to check it out. Yes. All right, Sherry. Thank you again.
Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. So last thing, how can people find out more about the Never Alone experience outside of DCP?
Sure. So if you're on Twitter, it's NAX for Never Alone Experience Films. So at NAX Films. You can also find us on Instagram. You can find me at Sherry M Photo. And please reach out if you have any questions, concerns, need help, you know, thinking through something, want to be part of the crew. You know, please join in, and I promise you'll have fun.
Awesome. All right, Sherry, thank you so much again, and look forward to seeing you in LA at the Film 3 Summit.
Let's go.
Thanks,
Matt.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.